We evaluated several local charities that were very worthy of our time and money, but at the end of the day, the committee decided on Calvary Children's Home for our 2019 MillerClapperton Cares Initiative. We look forward to a great campaign. We appreciate our employees and vendors and business partners teaming up with us to help a wonderful cause. Thanks.
Calvary Children's Home takes care of kids primarily from two backgrounds. The first is tragedy. Some of our children have lost their parents to death, but most of our children come from situations of dysfunction. Their parents are in prison, their parents have addictions, and they're not able to take care of their kids. The kids who come from tragedy, their question often is, am I going to be okay, right? If mom and dad are no longer living and there's nobody in my family that can care for me, am I going to be okay? For the kids who come from dysfunction, their question is more like, what is success, right? What is success if they've been taught to steal from the time they were little, or if no one in their family has graduated from high school, what would success look like? And kids who come from those two backgrounds, they need a host of voices in their life saying that you're going to make it, that you're going to be okay. They need a lot of people cheering them on and teaching them that with some good choices, with some hard work, with some help from friends, with some help from the Lord, you can overcome your circumstances and you can really become something very special. And we've seen that to be a winning way for 53 years.
My name is Jennifer McMurray. I am 19 years old and I'm a sophomore at Trinity Baptist College. I came to Calvary Children's Home when I was 3 years old. Before I came, I lived out of a car, ate out of a dumpster. My parents weren't a part of my life. But when I came to Calvary, it was hard at first, just like any little kid. They want to be with their family. I didn't understand why they would have to be with these other people. But I soon learned and realized that these house parents here at Calvary, they loved me like my parents should have loved me. And they gave me more love than I could ever imagine. And where I did just have one mom and one dad, I came here and I have multiple mom and dads who all love me. They gave me hope. Calvary showed me how I can go from a rough background to having a life and having all these opportunities.
Calvary currently has 3 cottages where the children live. They have one girls' cottage, we have 2 boys' cottages. We have an older boys' cottage and a younger boys' cottage. Calvary takes children as young as 4 years old into care, and we raise those children. Every child that comes to Calvary, they're going to be here at least 2 years. So they come here day one knowing they're going to be here for 2 years. But after 2 years, if their families are not in a position to care for them, then it renews for 2 more years. And so many of the children who come into care with their siblings are raised all the way through college. Currently, Calvary has 5 college-age kids, all of whom have spent many years at Calvary, most of whom came in their elementary years to the Children's Home. If you pull on the campus of Calvary Children's Home, most days, you would think these kids don't have a problem in the world. They're riding their bikes and they're riding their scooters and they're running all over this campus, and that's because of the kindness of others. Calvary Children's Home has some big dreams for the future. In 2020, Lord willing, in January of that year, we'll begin construction on a 4th cottage for our kids. That will open the door for 8 to 10 more kids to live at the Children's Home. There's a tremendous need in Georgia for children who are not able to live with their families, for somebody to come alongside them and to shelter their young lives and to care for them. Calvary Children's Home doesn't take any state or federal funding. We rely solely on private donations and companies and individuals to support us. And as such, we have to find kind of creative ways to open some doors for our kids. And one of the things Calvary Children's Home does is we host an annual Christmas tree sale that benefits our kids' youth group. And that Christmas tree sale has opened some amazing doors for our kids. One of the things it has done is it allows our kids to participate in some trips and some adventures. And for generations, families have used trips to strengthen bonds and create memories. And it's just opened some marvelous doors. It's paid for college tuition for our kids. And one of the things that the Tree Lot does for our Children's Home is it's a way for us to have a sense of awareness built into the community. We try our hardest not to be a burden in this community. We don't want to embarrass our kids, so we don't have signs on our vans and we don't have flashing billboards or anything outside of the campus. But the Tree Lot makes this community aware that we are here, and it helps us to share what we do. Every year we scratch and claw to raise money through that thing, and we want to use that money the best that we can. And so for the last 3 years, to kind of up the game of the Tree Lot, we have rented one of those large tents. And that tent, it really sticks out on our campus and it draws people in, but it also gives us the look that we're not a mom and pop tree lot on the side of the road. It looks like we know what we're doing. And MillerClapperton has come along, and they have said that they're going to help us to purchase one of those tents. And if we are able to do that, if MillerClapperton is able to do that, we'll be able to use that tent not only at our tree lot and save us thousands of dollars that will be used all for our kids, but in addition to that, we'll use it at some of the events. When our kids graduate from college or when they graduate from high school, we throw a big old hootenanny, if you will, right? And having a tent for that event, it would say to them, you're important, you're special, and other things that we'd like to host on this campus would be greatly helped by the tent if MillerClapperton could help us with that.
These tents run about $5,000 to $6,000, and so our goal is to fund a tent for them and also try to raise a couple of $1,000s in scholarship money. They have 3 or 4 children that have grown up in the home that are now at technical schools and colleges, and we want to help pay their tuition if possible. So our total goal is $7,500, and I think based on how last year went, I think that's very achievable.
We are truly flattered that MillerClapperton has come alongside of us and found us to be a worthy option for your charity donations this year. Thank you so much for believing in our kids and for helping us with that. Your donation will make a difference in the lives of some very special kids for many, many years to come. God bless you for your kindness.